Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to my post. Today, I am going to talk about basic geopolitics. You might be surprised that almost 80 to 90% of common people like us don't pay much attention to national politics, unless it is a election year, of course. But I think that's not right because I would say we should have at least a general idea of what is going on around us. Not only national politics, but also international geopolitics. We should have at least a general idea, general knowledge of basic geopolitics. So at least we know what is going on around us. You may not believe me, but trust me, decision made by powerful people far, far away from you have a severe effect in our daily life. For instance, says what do we wear, what we eat, what medicine we take, what school our children go, what insurance we buy, what bank we use, what business we do, what car we drive, what movie or entertainment we watch. All these things that important to our daily life are already decided by someone far away in the corridor of power. Because of globalization, the world is so intertwined, interconnected to each other that decision made by these powerful billionaire, powerful people affect our daily life. So it is imperative for us to know or at least have a general idea of basic geopolitics. So what is geopolitics? Basic geopolitics. We can use many words to describe it. For instance, world order, global affair, international law and order, international foreign policy, diplomacy, and so on. But of course, the purpose is the same. In my view, you can say this, we can describe this basic geopolitics in two ways. One in a good way, another in a not so good way. So, in a good way, we can say geopolitics is the cooperation between countries from around the globe for mutual benefit. In a not so good way, you can say that geopolitics is used by rich and powerful countries to interfere the internal affair of small and poor countries. So that is geopolitics. So how we describe it? If I have to say in a very simplest way, I would give an example of our friendly neighborhood in our state, neighborhood state, where children from the neighborhood group together, they play, they fight, they quarrel, they coerce, they bully, and they do a lot of things as a children. And of course, the biggest and the strongest one bully the weaker, the small one. Always, that has always been the case. So it is same thing as a child play when you were small, young. Now replace them with the big men, international, the countries, grown up people and the countries. They do the same thing, but in a child play, we might have with some runny nose, crying, so, something like that. But in a grown up world, is deadly serious. We end up with many people dying, suffering, and displacement. That is what geopolitics is all about. So, in order to understand the geopolitics, we have to go back to the and learn, go back to, let's say, 80 years, and learn something about our past history. In the post World War II era, the Europe, the colonizer, were totally destroyed and bankrupt by the war. As a result, they had to use the American, the US government, US money to rebuild their country and their life. As a result, the US emerged as a new master of the world, undisputed leader of the world, because it has money, it has power, it has manpower, it has industry, it dominated almost everything. In 1945, right after the World War II, the US alone hold more than 50% of the world's wealth. It was that rich. So, so he became a new leader, but as a republic, it cannot, sorry, it couldn't behave like a old colonizer, because the European old colonizer were mostly monarchs, kings and queens, royals. Therefore, the US had to devise a new plan that can be seen as genuine, nicer, civilized, but serve the same purpose of colonizing. Therefore, before they came with gun, now they came with ideology, friendship, goodness, civilization, all these things, and appear like your friend, because their purpose was to colonize your mind. Before they colonize your body, now they came to colonize your mind. So the US came up with the brilliant idea of a grand plan, which was multi-pronged, multi-layer, multi-purpose, multi-corporation, and it worked perfectly well because of globalization, they were able to implement this new grand plan to carry out their ulterior motive of world dominance. Because of that, the US foreign policy became a geopolitics of the world today. It is all about the US foreign policy. Geopolitics is all about your foreign policy. So how do they manage it? The CIA is the main tool or factor to implement this plan. CIA keep a dossier for each country around the globe. They have a station chief in each embassy of the world, of the country. And they review the dossier every year and adjust their policy according to their needs. The US also keep the biggest army in the world. Its military budget is more than $1 trillion each year, and it keeps military bases in 80 countries around the world. And they also use, and the CIA also have their front company, tens of thousands of front company around the globe in almost every field, everything. Shipping company, NGOs, businesses, media, you name it, it's everywhere. Tens of thousands of people they employ. This is the only way how they do it. This is also the main reason why whatever happened in the world now, the CIA is probably behind every incident that happened in the world today. That's why, as I was saying at the beginning, the decision they made far, far away there affects our daily life. That's why, at least having a basic idea of geopolitics is important. So at least you know what is happening around us. I hope you get the point now. Thank you very much.